Jump!
This is the Perfectly Snug Smart Topper. Let's get into it. So if you know anything about our channel, we are all about trying to hack our sleeping lives to make it better. We also live in Phoenix. It's really hot. Enough said there. So we have been on the hunt for an awesome cooling product for sleep. So we've tried out the Chili Pad, and then that turned into like the fancy version, the Oura. We've tried out the 8 Sleep Pod Pro. Back in the day, we tried out the Bed Jet. So we are really into trying to find a good, effective cooling product. So this bad boy right here, this is kind of similar to the Bed Jet in that it blows air through. This is not really like active cooling with water. It just blows air through this. Now that could be cool air or heated. Both of the fans are kind of down here. We've got his and hers controlled sides, so they're independent from one another, which is really nice. But it pulls the air from down by the feet here. And we've got about 2 inches of padding. Now, James and I were just talking about this. It does look kind of funny, but you do set the mesh side up on top so it can give you more airflow. And then the bottom is just a nice cottony kind of situation here. Super easy setup. Just take it out of the box and throw it on top of your mattress and plug it in. It's also kind of squishy. So this could even like double as a mattress topper if you wanted it to, a nice little pad. It definitely adds some softness to our mattress. So you can control this topper one of 2 ways. There is an app for your phone, which I didn't know about because I'm just living in the Stone Ages here. So I just used this little control here. It's right by your head on each side of the topper. So you have 2 functions here, right? You just turn it on or off. Super simple, got it turned on, and it will even talk to you when it turns on. And then there's up and down buttons to control the temperature. It goes all the way from cold 10, which is the coldest setting, all the way up to warm 10. So just up and down buttons to control that. And really all it does, I mean, it's not like a specific temperature. All it really does is blow more air or less. So I'm gonna turn this down all the way as cold as it'll go. And then James and I will show you in a little bit, there's actually a burst mode where if you hold down the bottom for 5 seconds, it'll go into burst. There we go. Get this bad boy cranking.
So these are the actual power bricks. Each one is 24 volts for his and her side. That's actually really small. These don't put out a lot of heat compared to something like a Bed Jet or the Pod Pro. So as far as energy usage, this is like super small, but it's also not as powerful. In our experience, it didn't cool as well. And we're gonna show you guys a cutaway to the heating and cooling with our thermal camera. And for the thermal imaging test, I bought this thermal camera so you guys can see what's actually going on. After about 20 minutes, you can see Sam's side, this is -10. And it's a couple degrees cooler than the room, about 73. And then my side is +10. So you can see there's little hot spots here and there. Up by the head, you can see all these little air holes. Gets up to about 70, 80 something degrees up here. So you can literally see, it's pretty cool looking. Got all these little dots. Wow, that's crazy. You can barely see it cooling at all on this side, just a few degrees, and then it really heats much better than cooling actually, because my side you can really see the heating action. All right, you can see Sammy, just like our Pod 3 review. She's smoking hot as usual.
Oh shoot.
All right, can you feel, what do you feel? You're in between both sides now.
I thought that's what I asked if you wanted me to do. You said yes.
Yeah,
like
okay.
It takes a minute. I don't really feel a lot of air coming through.
You don't really feel too much.
Yeah, I feel a cooling sensation. It's taken a sec, but I feel it.
I mean, a little bit. That's at max, so you can barely feel it, right?
Yeah, and it's probably even like more so like when you have sheets on, it's probably even harder to feel too because it's another layer of blockage.
Oh yeah, if I go down here, it's like 70.
I could feel it though.
74 degrees. So it's a couple degrees cooler.
You want me to go to the other side?
Yeah, now get on the warm side here.
It just feels like room temperature. Like it doesn't feel hotter than my body feels.
It looks about the same temperature as your body.
Right, so maybe it just takes some time to really heat up, I don't know. Or maybe it just doesn't get that hot.
So you can definitely see the cooling spots, but it's not even like the grid on the Pod Pro 3 that we just tried. So it's definitely like kind of a little bit more uneven of a feeling of a heating or a cooling. And that's after about a half hour. So at max temperature, cold and warm. What does it look like, babe? Explain it.
I don't know, it looks like those things you use in gym class. Where you bring it up and pull it down real quick.
It's called a parachute.
Yes, it looks like a parachute.
Looks like those things. Jump! Okay, drop a comment below if you guys made forts with sheets and fans, because this is bringing back the memories in the mid-90s. Now, all of these cooling products and heating products, they have these motors and fans, but this is all built right into the actual unit itself. The whole thing is, you know, right here. So it's actually quite a bit smaller. Now, if you come over here, this is how big the Pod Pro is. The actual pod itself is big and it sits on the floor. And so a lot of people, maybe you don't like that. Maybe you want the minimalist look. So having everything built into the topper is nice. Sounds like a fan running. That might bother you, that might not.
So one thing we really like about this Perfectly Snug is just kind of the ease and practicality of using it. You don't have to use the app. I mean, I haven't been. And it's really easy in the middle of the night though. Like if you're hot or cold, you just quick kind of roll over, push a button, and you could do it right there. You don't have to get your phone out and use the app. So super easy and practical.
And the app couldn't be any easier. You can select which side. Up here, this is Sam's side, this is my side, and you can literally just drag it to the temperature you want and how you want the night to go right here. Super intuitive, super simple. Here's a start and stop button, and then right here is your sleep cyclist, so you can tell it when to turn on and turn off every night. Super simple. Literally, that's all it is. If you want, you can just go boop, 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 wake up a little warm, go to bed really cold. That's pretty much how I have it right now.
Let's start with the biggest con of this product, in my humble opinion. This thing is really expensive.
Yep.
We're talking like
how much?
Almost $2,000 expensive.
$1,600.
Yeah, it's $1,600.
Yep.
That's for a queen, right?
No, for a king.
Okay, yep. For a king size. So
two sides.
For what you're getting, it's a little expensive.
What you really want is more of a Savannah accent, which is more like molasses just sort of spilling out of your mouth.
Oh, now do the Swedish chef.
And it's also kind of thick. Like this has a feeling to it, and you might not like that. Like just because it's foam and you know, it's gonna make your mattress feel softer, and you know, that's gonna trap more heat because you're gonna have more surface area touching your skin. And you know, you might love the way your mattress feels, so this is gonna alter that to some degree. And I would prefer just not feeling it at all and just getting cooling, not the padding at all.
I mean, it could be a pro though. If you're looking for a mattress pad, this could be a 2-in-1 for you. So another possible con, and this is gonna depend on what climate you live in. We live in Phoenix, it's hot and it's dry. The owner of this product actually lives in Canada, so there it's a little cooler and it's a little more humid. So a product like this is gonna work really well in that type of environment, but it's already a little hot and dry here where we are, so a product that's like water cooled, like the 8 Sleep, it's probably gonna work a lot better for us specifically. So the owner was just mentioning if you are in a cooler climate already, this will be a lot more effective. But for us, we've found that the 8 Sleep is a lot more effective for what we've got going on here in Phoenix.
Yeah, so you have to keep in mind, room temperature is different no matter where you live. So in British Columbia, it's 72. Here, it's like 75, 76. Because it's Phoenix, it's hot, it's dry. That's pretty typical. So 76 degrees, this probably won't cool as well as it will in a room temperature of 70 degrees. So keep that in mind. This is not like an air conditioning unit. Another con is this doesn't have as many smart sensors. Now the Pod Pro 3 we just reviewed has thousands. It can do like heart rate monitoring, REM sleep, this and this and that, all kinds of crazy algorithms. This has some smart sensors where it'll turn on and off, but it seems to have a mind of its own a little bit. And sometimes the app didn't connect to the topper as well. And so it would just be off in the middle of the night. So you'd have to reach over, click the little button to turn it back on. Not a huge deal, but this is just not as intuitive, and so really that could be a turn on or a turn off. If you just want to just be simple and just click it, that's great. But a lot of times I just kind of want it just to be on, ready to go. It is really nice that you can actually do each side independently, and the feet themselves, they actually has foot warmers. We didn't use that. However, sometimes at night your feet just get cold, and that's a great benefit, just to heat up your feet and not your head. Like, I don't know why other people haven't thought about that. Otherwise, you just have to use like a heated blanket near your feet. So that's a really cool plus. Another pro is that there's a 30-day trial period, and the owner of the company actually called me up, answered all kinds of questions. He's super nice. He actually invented this for his wife, so it's a really cool product, really nice small company. And so when you call, you have an issue, you're actually going to talk to him directly. And so it's really nice thinking that, hey, I'm actually going to get help, and the 30-day trial period is actually going to be, used if you need it. So that's really nice. The other big companies, you're not going to be able to talk to anyone who actually know the product. So they're huge, and they're just going to put you on like a waiting list, maybe an email. Not the Perfectly Snug. You're going to go right to the CEO. So it's pretty awesome.
So despite this product being a little expensive, I do think it's a really awesome product, and I think it could be great for a lot of people. So if you're interested in checking out this bad boy, go ahead and click the link below. We have a special affiliate code, so go ahead and check that out in the description box.
Yeah, and if you guys want to check out similar items, check out more sleeping gadgets over here, mattress reviews over here, and subscribe down here. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Wait, what is that?
This is a silk pillowcase. It's so nice. Like, it always feels cool. That's what you need to invest in. Also,